Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for popping in to have a look. We left Windhoek on our way to Spitzkoppe on day, I'm not even going to guess what day it is. The hard part was getting out of town, getting away from the tar and the traffic, and finally getting onto the real roads. It's not covered in that horrible black stuff. I'm really not fond of the tar. But this turned out to be a really good day, and I've got to tell you what happened with my engine light. So stay tuned for that. On the hill on the left here, you can see the, I think it's called Liebig House. It's the Namibian ghost house. This thing was built in, I think, 1912 for the CEO of a company called Lemco. And these guys did beef extracts in the Southwest Africa, the colony then. So it's got a lot of German heritage. Even the roof was actually imported from Germany. So coming up next is our first set of domestic wild animals. Running around on the right hand side is a very young donkey that's quite nervous. I thought I'd just hang around and wait for it to get back before it jumped into a fence or something. You never really know what a donkey's going to do. So me doing my bit. Donkey seemed rather grateful, so it was a pleasure. The roads were nicely graded. Every now and then you would actually find a little lurker or a hump that would actually just give you a bit of a wake-up call, but otherwise fairly decent. This section's quite a long straight section. I think after the first hour or so we stopped for a bit of a lunch or snack, bag of peanuts and a Coke or something like that, and then we shot off again. Probably was about 10 minutes after that I realized that I really should have had a pee, but anyway, I managed to hold on to that. Just look at the views going out there and the wide open spaces and everything. That's really cool. The wind was insane, and the wind noise. I actually tried a editing program to try and get my voice out and cut out the wind. So one of my other issues, apart from my engine light and worrying if my bike's gonna stop or go, was my tire. I'm not the most mature person when it comes to riding. I pretty much messed up my tire in the first couple of days. So I was trying to make it last while we were doing this long road and be mature in it, but really I can't. I just can't. If there's a corner, I justified it by saying that my tire was only wearing out in the middle, so I could use it as long as I only used the sides, which made perfect sense to me. So with that justification, I decided to go a little bit faster, really not much faster, and I caught up with Rob, who was enjoying the solitude and the space all on his own, and I arrived right behind him to spoil his day, which obviously seemed like the right thing to do at the time. Rob didn't seem too unhappy. So we rode along together for quite a while, at a very sedate pace, being all mature, very difficult for me, and just enjoyed the views and enjoyed the beauty and the ruggedness of Namibia. It was really great. These little passes that we kept coming up to and traversing were fantastic. It breaks the monotony. It feels like you're actually experiencing something a bit more than a flat tapped sand road. It was really, really nice. They weren't difficult. This is not hard riding. This was just being out there and enjoying it, enjoying the space, enjoying the freedom, and just being away from the humdrum stresses of life. So it was really, really cool. This part of the ride so far had been the best for me, and I think for a lot of others, and it seemed to just get better and better. For the most part of our ride up until now, we've been seeing mountains in the distance and the roads to skirt around them, which sort of makes logical sense if you're building roads. But this part of Namibia, the roads just went from one mountain to the next, which is fantastic. It really broke the day up. The little bits of excitement with low expectations was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed this part. Spent my time just looking for those signs that saying sharp right turn, sharp left turn, and there's not a lot of them. This one here was my ultimate highlight of the ride up until now. Coming to this corner and finding a nice thick sandy corner, you can just gas it a bit and come out. Very short-lived, but my expectations were low, so little highlight for me there. I was enjoying the bike at this point. I was actually starting to understand a lot about this bike I hadn't previously experienced. Not in anything technical, but at speed, cornering, standing and cornering, jumping into the seat, foot out. There goes Rob. Just standing here waiting for the guys to come through. Here we go, Bucky. Pick up. See where the guys are. I don't see any bikes. Here come the bikes. ABS off, but I suppose I just have to reset my tyre. So here's an interesting little pass. You get up on top and you can just see for miles. Again, the ruggedness of where we are is very apparent. So here's me making a total hash of Stewie's signature mirror shot. Maybe at some point I'll get it right, but Stewie does it so much better. And hey, will you look at that? For the first time I've actually noticed that my engine light is off. Well, that's made me really happy. Man, I'm really good. I didn't even know I was that good at mechanics. I surprised myself at my own abilities. So my engine light's off, and all my doubts and fears and things have gone away right now, and I'm in my happy place. I'm really happy. You know, this bike is a bike that I've been waiting for many years, and Ducati finally built it. Truthfully, I didn't like the look of just the white blank space all over the tank, but it needs a bit of work on the suspension. But overall, this bike makes me really happy. I enjoy riding it. All bikes have problems, all bikes have issues, so I'm not worried about that. But for many years, I've looked at my hypermotard wondering if I shouldn't put a set of knobblies on it and take it off-road, but I knew I'd be wasting my time when this thing came out finally, and yeah, here we go, both of us. It's a bit fat around the middle, around the waist, but then so am I, so we're a perfect pair. I'm very happy with my choice of bike now, very happy. So this is my happy face. I fixed my bike face. It's fairly warm here. It's fairly warm.
Lovely day for sunset.
Yes.
Absolutely fucking marvelous.
Absolutely marvelous.
Jeez.
Here's another great section of soft sand, really enjoyable. Get to play around a bit, tightens up nicely. After the long straight we've been on, it was a breath of fresh air. Thoroughly enjoyed this.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, goats. Come on, puppy. Come on.
Now this is where it got really exciting for me. On the level of enduro, not quite there, let's be honest, but compared to what we've been riding, this was just so much more fun. I realized that all the locals have been riding on the side of the road, giving us a very interesting track, so I thought, well, it's time for me to follow that. And as you can see, it's a lot less bumpy, a lot more fun. And every now and then you'll find a little washaway which you sort of have to preempt. But the road itself was terribly rutted. So the guys who were sitting there were doing 40 k's an hour maybe, I'm not sure, but not a lot of fun. So while they were moaning and groaning, I was just having an absolute party. So the washaways, as you can see, we just went past one now. They are quite frightening, but I'm a big brave boy and I know what I'm doing on a bike. I've got everything under control here and I can see them coming, as you can see. Duck out the way, jump back in, follow the cars because the cars know where they're going, and I'm nice and safe and secure. So I know what I'm doing and pretty confident about where I am at the moment and having tons and tons of fun. Then all of a sudden, here they are. And it was at this point that I was really grateful that I'd done something with my suspension, because I probably would have been eating a lot of dirt. And just when you think it's over, there's more. So I decided it's probably time to get out of there now. But it was a lot of fun, all of it, including the rides. I did forget to mention the beautiful mountain, Spitzkoppe, but it was the last thing I was looking at, to be very honest with you. We obviously checked that out when we stopped, but this ride down this road had to be the highlight of the ride so far. So I'm easily pleased at this stage. But look at this beautiful mountain. Of course, we have the ongoing organized disorganization, where nobody really knew where they were going, so everyone just stops at a turning and waits for somebody with some intelligence. It's not this bunch that's sitting here now, plus none of us know where we are. So we're waiting for Eddie to come along, but I was sort of just having too much fun and I wanted to ride. After a couple of words, I decided to go down and take a look. Made a lot more sense than sitting baking in the sun. We don't know how far everyone else is behind us. So yeah, took the opportunity to go ride on this little road, which was quite nice. Nice thin layer of sand over it, making it more interesting. Nice and smooth, not long and straight. A little bit of twisties. Nothing exceptional, but just felt great. Still on a high from the low level track on the way in. Really, as I said before, easily pleased. I just wanted something to make the ride a bit more interesting. So took a trip down to get closer to the mountain. The sign did say tented camp, but I didn't know where we were staying, so the GPS was telling us to go around the other side of the mountain. Anyway, ripped down here slowly, not being that guy, even though I really wanted to be. And then finally getting to the camp and seeing the other guys who'd parked off there. Didn't wait for us at the corner, but yeah, we know it's the right place, so I got the opportunity to ride back again and go tell the guys. By now, Eddie had arrived and told the guys that this is the correct place. So Daryl, Kyle and Andrew were already on their way down. I just took the opportunity just to run this one more time. Here we are at the tented camp, Spitzkoppe. Lindsay and I were just arriving. Awesome. That was an awesome ride. My new favorite word.